Hey everyone, welcome to 12 Days of Spring with Daisy and Christy. We are moving on to day 8, which is 8 fluffy clouds, and I really love the way that this one turned out. I'm using this piece of pattern paper I've had in my stash for quite a while. I've attempted to use it on about 3 different projects now, and it's just never happened, but I make it happen today, and I'm very, very pleased with the way it turned out. I'm going to go ahead and use a little bit more of this beautiful Wild Child collection that had the clouds. So this is the same collection I used for my tree layout, and there's already clouds on the paper, so I was thinking, well, I can count those and whatnot. But what I end up doing is just counting the things that I've actually added onto the layout. So there's way more than 8 clouds, but it works. It was my starting point. I meant to have 8, and I think I accidentally actually have 9, so that's okay. That's the nice thing about this series. It does not matter. It's all just about and being inspired and having fun and creating fun layouts, all about the season that we're currently in. So I go ahead and add some the felt clouds, and then I'm gonna fussy cut out a few of these ones as well. So because this this piece of pattern paper was one I had attempted to use on another project, there is some big tears down at the bottom where I had originally went to place my photo. And I have to work around that. And the way I do that is by covering up the word big and then using one cloud to cover up I think it's the E in dream. So you can see that now it's kind of torn down there. If you had seen my video it was one of the Inspired By series, I think it was one of the very last ones we did, and it was the one where we all scrapped the same photo of my daughter. That one. I had started off with this piece of pattern paper. So it doesn't work though. It doesn't. And I think I tried to use it one more time and it still didn't work. Do you ever have that? Do you have a piece of pattern paper that I think you're just so in love with and you try to use it, but it's not working for you? Because that's what happened to me with this. But it's okay. I just slowly started to work on it. I didn't think about a photo this time. I thought if I left the photo out of it and just worked on getting the clouds and everything down, it would work. I already kind of had a title in my mind, so I went ahead and found all the thickers to do that. And I'm going to title this Never Be Afraid to Dream Big. And I was originally thinking this would be a layout, about one of my kids for sure, because you want them to never be afraid to dream, right? You want them to go out into the world and do what it is that they'd like to do. But I actually end up finding a photo of myself and scrapping myself because it's been a bit of a rougher week in my life. There's maybe not the week, just the last little bit. A lot's been going on. We got the diagnosis for Jackson. There's been some stuff at work. I not worried because everything will be fine, but Daisy was going into surgery yesterday and that was on my mind, and she's a very, very good friend of mine, so I don't want her to be scared or afraid of anything, and everything went fine. Her surgeries was fine. She was in and out and all good, but it was still weighing on my mind when I was creating this. And so I felt like creating something about myself and just reminding myself of these things was good. And so I'm going to put this into my book of me as just a reminder that, you might feel maybe stuck. I don't feel stuck. And I'm very, very happy. I have a very lovely life, and I don't mean to whine about anything. But sometimes you just get like that, right? So it's a good reminder, and that's totally what this layout is about. And it's meant to be bright and colorful and whimsical and happy because that's what it should be. If you can make your mindset into that positive space, do it, because the more often you're there, the more you're going to see the beauty that's around you. And that's what this is all about. So you can see it's taking me a really long time to figure out my title. I left it in so you could see the truth of what it really looks like when I scrap, because I've had people say, I don't understand how you do this all. I don't do it all at once. I don't. I finished this layout. I finished it in a day. That part's true. But what I ended up doing is I started by taking the 2 spots that have stitching. So there's a cloud that I stitched in pink, and there's the line underneath the pink cloud on the right hand side that I stitched in teal. I did that in one little spot. I think I got my kids ready to go to school and all of that. I came back and I worked on the part you're seeing me do right now. And then I stopped and I fed Nora and I played with her and we did our little routine. And then while she was having a nap, I then went ahead and stitched the word dream in all of the different colors. And she woke up and we went and did our thing. I went and got Jackson from school and everything like that. Came home. Jackson happened to have a nap the day I was creating this. That's very rare. He's not doing that very often anymore. But he was having a nap. Nora was watching her show. So I had the opportunity to finish up my layout by just adding the few little pieces that I wanted to add. And then I finished it. So that's how I was able to create my layout. So I literally do things in little tiny bits. But taking my title took me a half an hour to do. So I'm a slow scrapper, you guys, super slow. But this is just what works for me. And I like it this way because I feel like I'm in my creative zone and in a layout. I'm more invested in my layout because I'm looking at it longer and it's taking me longer to create it. And for me, that's what works. I love that. I love to be working on a layout for longer than just an hour in one sitting. I want to work on it throughout the day or throughout a couple days. So I'm really sitting and pondering and doing what I want to do. For me and my creativity, I enjoy that. That part of the process is fun to me. So yes, of course, I want to get as much documented as I can because I want my kids' lives documented, but I'm not going to just do it to do it. I want to enjoy it. And so that's just a little thing. I totally tangent off today, didn't I? I've had an hour's sleep, you guys. I'm so sorry. So this is my layout. I love it. I'm so pleased with the way it turned out. Please make sure you go check out Daisy's take on this one. I love her layout. I think it's adorable. I really love it. So please make sure you go check it out. And I hope you're all having a fantastic day. We will be back tomorrow with day 9. We're getting close to wrapping up. I hope you've been enjoying this series as much as we have been enjoying creating for it. And if you go ahead and play along, feel free to use our hashtag 12 Days of Spring DC so we can see your projects and give you some love as well. There's a look at my finished layout with the journaling. Bye, everyone.